Nope.
I saw the ad in the school newspaper. Employees needed at a local haunted house. $20 a night if you're over 16. Call Toby. Sweet, man. $20 a night. I just turned 16 too. $20 may not sound like much to all of you, but for me, it was worth it to just kick back and scare people. I mustered up the courage and made the call. May I speak to Toby?
Yeah, this is him. How can I help?
My name is Jack, and I saw your ad in our school newspaper. Are you still hiring?
Yeah, I'm hiring. Have you ever worked in a place like this?
No, I haven't, but I'm involved in my school's drama club, and I'm a horror fanatic.
Okay, sounds good. I'll tell you what, don't show up here in some Dollar General costume. Find some cool character, and I'll give you a few spots to float around. If you do good, I'll give you a permanent spot. Show up at about 6:30 this Friday and we'll figure the rest out.
Sweet, I landed the gig. But now I had to find a costume. And at 16, all I had was some lawn mowing money that I had saved up. I talked with my drama teacher, and she let me borrow some items from the theater. To paint you a picture, I'm about 6'1", roughly 160 pounds, so I didn't have a big intimidation factor. But I was able to borrow a solid black outfit, almost like a three-piece suit. I put some chains around the buttons and I spiked my hair. What little money I did have went to face paint and red eye contacts. When I showed up at the haunted house, I ran into Toby. Hey Toby, I'm Jack. I spoke with you on the phone the other night.
Ah, hey dude.
Sweet outfit. Much better than the normal teenagers that come here. Let me walk you back to the spots and you can take your pick. First come, first serve, you know? So he walked me around and I saw several spots. One that involved flipping a switch to shoot a ball of propane at a candle to make a small explosion. One with a dropping framed portrait that I can hide behind and scream. Several areas where I could hide around a corner and then jump out and scare the crap out of people. But eventually, we found my spot. It was a pretty cool setup. But I would be sharing it with a partner, which is fine by me since the dude was way more experienced. The room I chose had strobe lights that quickly flashed. There was an empty chair that faced the TV that had static running. Creepy piano music played the whole time. A mirror sat in the corner. It was perfect. Toby let me go and told me to have fun, and also told him to see him at the end of the night for payment. The guy I'd be sharing the room with, Chet, was cool as hell. He brought in airplane bottles of vodka and even let me hit his dab pen. He would sit in the chair and stare at the television. When he saw our victims come in through the mirror, he would go crazy. He'd start shaking and then stand up. After that, he would turn over to flip the chair to his feet and charge at the customers. Of course, we weren't actually allowed to touch them, but we could intimidate them. They would run, and when they did, I'd be there in the corner looking like a statue, and I would let out a laugh, which I proudly practiced all week. And then I would start banging on the tin near me. All of the noise, the flashing lights, and the general atmosphere scared every single group, every single time. I'm pretty sure we even made one dude piss himself. While we had a slow moment, Chet handed me a list. He explained that there were rules here. Rules to survive. I laughed until I saw he was completely serious, and I observed them. Rule number 1. If you see a man with his dog carrying a bucket in the evening whenever you come into work, be sure to ask him if he is also working tonight. If he says yes, tell him that you are as well, and which room you'll be in. If he tells you that he's not working, tell him to enjoy the night off. Rule number 2. If you hear someone knocking on the door, quickly hide under the bed that's in the room. Don't get out until you can no longer see whatever comes in. He can sense you, but he will not look for you. Number 3. Don't step outside after 1:50 a.m. to have a smoke. Number 4. If a woman comes in alone and offers you a drink, sip on it, but do not accept a kiss from her. Number 5. Have fun. This really is a cool job, but it does have its risks. Whoa, that's some deep shit. You swear this is serious? On my life, bro. Your spot is only available because the guy before you didn't follow the rules. The night eventually came to an end as intended, which was great. No signs of anything going wrong. All of my new coworkers were heading to Denny's to hang out after work, and they invited me. Right as we got to the parking lot, I realized I had forgot my jacket, so I ran back into the room, and that's when I heard it. The knock. This wasn't any ordinary knock. We were used to the sound of people accidentally banging their heads against the walls and the door before getting into our room due to previously being scared in the other room. This was more of a tap, like someone was asking to be invited in. Remembering the rules, I quickly hid under the bed. And not even 10 seconds later, a figure walked in. I wasn't able to get a good look at him, but he walked to the edge of the bed, and I could see that he was wearing some kind of work boots.
Oh boy, do we have us a new feller here? We're going to have fun. I know you're here. You better not let me see you, cowboy.
After what felt like forever, he began to walk out of the room. I could tell right away he was a heavy man. He wore overalls and what looked like a pig mask. He looked like a normal person, but it was clear he had malicious intentions. Either way, I didn't want to stick around and find out. I'm not proud to say it, but I ended up pissing myself. Something about how that man-pig knew where I was shook me to my core. To be honest, I didn't want to come back after that. But then I realized, by following the rules, nothing happened to me. And if I continue to follow the rules, I should be okay. Right? Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, you know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Shout out to the author of this video, Grandaddyspookybones, which is quite a badass name if I do say so myself. Nice work. I chose this story because, like last week's story, I felt like it seems pretty appropriate to read this time of year since it's still the beginning of spooky season. Let me know down below what you guys are most excited for in October. I am going to do an escape room soon. I talked about it last week. I found one that's local, and I'm so excited to do it. I'll talk about it after I do. Guys, also, real talk, if you were in this situation that this person was in, would you continue to work in the haunted house? The protagonist of the story was getting paid $20 a night, which to me, not worth it. So I'm going to up the stakes. Would you go back to work at that haunted house if you were getting paid $25 an hour? $25 an hour to scare people. Pretty good deal, but there's a random pigman murderer trying to get you, along with other threats. Would you do it? I would probably do it, not gonna lie. Judge me all you want. Until next time, everybody, remember to stay safe out there. I'll be seeing you in the next video.